All right, it's another YouShoot. Only the bravest in the business will agree to open up and answer everything the fans want to know. And beside me is one of those who had a storied career, can we say?
I have stories. I don't know about the career.
Been everywhere, done it all, one of those guys. It's Kevin Nash, you know that already. So let's jump right in. We're going to start at your early days, and we're going to start with a video from Jason Worthing.
I was just reading the Kevin Nash biography courtesy of Wikipedia, and I see you are a member of the 202nd Military Police Company stationed in Germany, securing the NATO facility. I myself, a member of the military, I've been around the world and had many fun times. Could you share with us a little bit about your early years and any time you spent in Germany and any great stories you had?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, what a fucking ball that was. Good times. If you work at a NATO site, that means that you are guarding items vital to national security. You have to have top secret clearance. You have a little thing that sits on your chest that tells you how much radiation you get during your shift. And you are piss tested about every 10 days.
For radioactivity?
No, you're piss tested so you don't smoke, do anything.
Oh.
So my time was like doing 3 years of solitary confinement.
3 years.
3 years sitting in a tower,
–
6-hour shifts.
Not a blast.
I mean, maybe he had fun.
I don't know if that was his detail, but Head Rush has sent us this. Wow.
Before traveling the world for professional wrestling, you also had an amazing basketball career, which not many people know of. What ultimately made you decide to play in Germany as opposed to staying in the United States, playing in Kentucky? And also, what made you become a cop in Germany after getting injured? And were you ever recognized while on patrol by any of the basketball fans? And if so, how were you treated?
Okay, basketball in Germany. Take that first.
Well, the reason I played basketball in Germany and not in the United States is because I wasn't fucking good enough to play in the United States.
Well, you got injured. Is that when you stopped, or were you injured and then played for a while?
No, that was it. When we were playing, it was a European Cup game, and we were playing a Spanish team, and I went up for a rebound, and European basketball, like in the NBA and in American, like if this is the rim, there's an imaginary cylinder that goes up above it, and you can't touch the ball when it's in that cylinder. But in Europe, it's live. You can, if it's in there, you can dunk it, right. You can knock it out, you can do whatever you want. At least it was when I played. And I watched the Olympics, so it still seems the same. So, ball came off the front of the rim, I dunked it, and I saw a guy come underneath me, so I grabbed the rim. When I grabbed the rim, my momentum took me around, and then as he cleared, I looked down and I let go, and when I let go, a guy came underneath me like this, so I'm facing him, and when I came down, my foot landed on his leg, and it took my leg and took it and bent it this way. So my leg was like that. I was looking at my foot right here, and I pretty much knew I was kind of fucked.
Right.
So that was pretty much the end of the basketball.
Now he says, cop in Germany?
I was an MP.
Oh, all right. Right.
That's the whole military police thing.
Right. All right. Celtic Queen wants to know.
And I had a gun, so nobody fucked with me. Oh, look at her.
Hi. My questions for Kevin Nash are: who inspired you to be a wrestler? Thank you.
She appears to be sitting before a fireplace. There was a soft glow there. Who inspired you to be a wrestler? I didn't know that's where that question was going when I saw that.
It looked to me like she was behind some kind of a militant flag.
It was the Irish flag.
Is that what it was?
Anyone inspire you?
Anybody inspire me? Believe it or not, I'd say Hogan. I went and saw a match in Joe Louis. It was probably 84. I know that Warrior was on the card, and the Warrior was the Dingo Warrior.
Yes.
and he had not yet been on TV because he was the biggest jack dude I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
He worked with Garvin in like the opening match, and then Hogan came out last, and the place erupted, and I thought, I had the bad wheel at the time, and I still wanted to. I still want to be involved in some kind of athletics, and I looked at it and I said, "Fuck!" I said, "That ring can't be." I figured like a boxer, I'm probably 20, 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "That's 2 steps. I could probably do that. I can't run up and down the court, but I can definitely run 2 steps." So I checked in to see how I had to break in, and that was it. So I would have to give it to the Hulkster. So all you fucking smart marks out there that fucking hate Hulk, you've got another reason, because fucking he got me involved.
Rats and sex. Rob Call, how active was the WWF rat scene in various parts of the Northeast during the mid to late 90s? Any funny or disturbing stories?
Well, see, I wasn't in the WWE during the 90s, so I was at TNA, or no, WCW. So I was gone in 96.
How about early 90s?
The business was so bad, they were rats. You can tell how the business is going by the quality. When the fucking NWO was on fire, I walked in, we were staying at the Lowe's in Miami. And I walk in, and there are 2 girls at the end of the bar that on a scale of 1 to 10 are 20s. Both like 6 feet, 5'11". One's long brown hair, one's long blonde hair. And I'm sitting down because I was first segment and done. So I'm already back at the hotel. And the guy comes over and says, "The ladies would like to buy you a drink." So I look down at the bar, I'm like, whew. Immediately I'm thinking, all right.
It's on?
No, I'm thinking my wife's behind this. Like these are 2 fucking, like this is some kind of a setup. Immediately I'm thinking, fuck that, that's like way too hot a puss. And, but they were real. It was a real deal. So.
And then
Do
today,
these guys actually think I'm gonna, as a married guy, I'm gonna like talk like, I fucked
Well, I
this
don't know that
broad,
necessarily-
and I fuck this broad.
well, not necessarily you, but you were certainly in the company of men who were active in such proclivities.
Who knows? Maybe 6 years from now, a tape might come out of me fucking somebody.
We'll get there.
Right,
We'll get
right,
there.
right before I try to pitch a reality show. Crazy things.
What a coincidence, huh?
Unbelievable.
How about that? Horsecock Express, what wrestlers are most likely to bypass the good-looking rats and go hogging for a whole lot of women?
Whew, I think the greatest, and it's a perfect, he was the hog farmer. He was Godwin. Henry Godwin.
Living the gimmick in a way.
Living the gimmick. Actually, we went on a 23-day road trip. I think he fucked 35 different chicks. And I guess by that saying that they had vaginas.
Right.
I mean, there was one girl that would show up at all the towns, and we used to call her Dickie Slater because she looked like Dickie Slater. Yes, Waltman. If you say what, name, where's the broad Dickie Slater from? He'll be like England. So he actually fucked Dickie Slater, and I think I'm not gonna fucking throw any dirt on anybody. I think Bam Bam hit it too.
All right, F, Marry, Kill, courtesy of Adam Granger
Oh, God,
from
really?
Facebook. Here we go. Gotta F, gotta marry, gotta kill. We got Stephanie McMahon, Ryan Shamrock, and Whisper.
Marry Stephanie. Oh, God.
Boy. You were awful quick with that one.
Well, she's such a good mom.
Yeah.
I've seen her with her kids. Killed the other 2.
Rudy Poo from the board at F4W. How does Korean taste?
How's Korean taste? It just depends, if you walk in, sit down and eat it, or just sometimes you go in the back door and eat Korean, it tastes a little different.
The back door.
The back door. It just depends on, go to the front door or go to the back door. I've always enjoyed Korean.
So we hear. Okay, F, Marry, Kill. This is submitted by NWO Wolfpack for Life TV. Let's see what we got here. Minka, Nitro Girl, Shay, and Sergeant McNamara.
You see Sergeant McNamara. Fucking sweet fucking shot. McNamara fucking 2 in the back of the head with a fucking Ruger. Now what? I'm gonna go a little bit opposite on this one. Marry Shay, kill Minka, and fuck McNamara.
Angry sex.
Angry.
Sinbad from the board at F4W. How big is Batista's dick?
I've never had a chance to meet Gay's Batista's dick, nor would I want to. Why, is he supposed to have a big dick?
You know, he asks every episode of the show, he asks the guest in quest for an answer, and he has not gotten one yet. Michael the Velvet Frog from the Facebook page. Kevin, do you know why Waltman's penis veers so heavily to the left? Did he damage it in some way?
Probably like the rest of us jerked the fucking shit out of it with his right hand, and probably had some kind of a, who knows?
Yes.
All I know is fucking.
I know where to go.
I mean, well, any other guy. I mean, fuck, my cock's got about as much feeling as fucking Yogi Berra's mitt left in it.
Overuse.
How does that feel? I don't know.
The Horsecock Express, based on personal experience or from hearsay, which WWE diva, other than Shawn Michaels, past or present, tosses the best salad? All right, we can't pick on the guys without picking on the girls. We got to see who's cool and who hits the hoe bag, Kevin. We will bring up a name. If they're cool, we bypass them. If they go in the hoe bag, they go in the hoe bag. Tori Wilson.
If I wasn't married, she'd be my wife.
Stacy.
If I wasn't married, she'd be my wife.
Christy Hemme.
If I wasn't married, she'd be my wife.
Terry Runnels. Now, you'd never marry someone in the business, would you? That would be a catastrophic activity.
Well, I would have gotten Tori before and Stacy. Like, I hired both of them. I'd have got them out of the business before they were polluted.
Terry Runnels.
The only person in the business since I got in it that we still exchange Christmas cards.
Okay. I didn't know where that exchange was going to go for a second. Tessmacher.
Don't know her.
Velvet Sky.
I love her.
Lita.
Love her.
Ivory.
Never got to know her.
Molly Holly.
Whole bag, no. The sweetest one, right? It's just,
of course.
I wanted. God, I mean.
Nora can take a joke.
I know, she's great.
Gorgeous George.
I misunderstood.
Kimberly Page.
I mean, she was married to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was always kind to me. She was always nice. I remember I brought my son over one day, and she got on the floor and played with my son. Like, they played cards or something. And I saw this incredible motherly instinct and realized that she had to be miserable because Dallas didn't want to have children. Mm. You could see that her she was just a mom. That's what she wanted to be.
Interesting. Okay. Daphne.
Not a whole bag.
Stephanie McMahon.
Definitely not a whole bag.
Missy Hyatt.
That's a whole lot of bag right there.
Sonny.
Not a whole bag.
ODB.
I've heard some stories that she's been with several wrestlers, but I think she's got the best of most of them.
Does that necessarily make a hoe?
I don't think it makes it a hoe bag. I just think I don't say that's a whole lot of woman.
Yes.
I like her.
Too much woman for Kevin Nash, perhaps.
I don't think that exists.
SoCal Val. So then maybe he'll be in a minute. SoCal Val.
Oh, I mean, innocent.
Kimona.
Who was she fucking?
Well, she
Didn't she marry somebody? Didn't she marry?
Well, she was
like,
in ECW and.
But didn't she marry one of the let me think who she married, or fucked her. Oh fuck! It was like a floor. It was. Didn't she fucking Jimmy Hart? Did she marry Jimmy Hart? Who married
He's
Jimmy
here.
Hart?
You can ask him. I don't know.
Didn't. Oh.
No?
All right,
All right.
fuck. Hobag.
Let's see, Lillian.
She sings the national anthem. Jeez, really?
Was this the name we got to with X-Pac? And he said, Big Bush.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't know how he's got the knowledge, but he swears.
No, it's common knowledge.
Yeah. Well, listen, the 70s are back. Go. Linda McMahon.
Sweet lady. I wish you'd. Oh.
Nitro Girl. Might be familiar with.
Snort.
Medeja? Who the hell is that?
I'm going to ask Scotty Siren about that one.
What would he tell me?
She was married to Michael Hearn. She was one of the girls that came in. She was at the end of the WCW run, but I don't know of anybody that hit it, so on that alone,
Okay.
I have to say no.
Jenna Maraska.
Seems sweet.
Nitro Girl Whisper.
That's actually Mrs. Shawn Michaels.
So clearly not.
Absolutely not. My boy would never be with a hoe.
Karen Jarrett.
She's she gets a bad rap. I think so many people want to fuck her that they make up shit. It's like in that 7th grade when like everybody says, "Oh yeah, I did this with her, and I did this with her, and I did this with her," and then you find out. You go over her house and you touch her tit, and she smacks you, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, Tom and so and so and so and so and so and so. She's like, "No, not so much, motherfucker."
Okay.
So that's the whole thing with her, and it's just like I always say this: you can have the worst reputation in the world. Let me watch you with your children for 5 minutes. And I watched her with those 2 kids, and now with the fucking brew when she would come to TV with Jeff, which was beyond surreal to see, Jeff's children and her children and them interacting and all getting out of an SUV. I'm just like, really? And I don't even remember dropping acid. But great mom, a sweet lady. The only thing is, man, she's a fucking fighter. She don't take no shit.
Well, that does not a hoe
Not
make.
a hoe.
Lacey Von Erich. Our friend Lacey.
Spent a little bit of time there. Talks a good game,
Right.
but don't know anybody that rammed it.
Mickey James.
Don't really. I've just kind of never crossed paths with her.
Dixie Carter.
Is this the one from the show?
Designing Women? No.
Because I heard that bitch was a hoe. No, Dixie is fucking no. She's a sweetheart. She's a Southern woman.
That's all right.
I got no hoes.
No hoes. We
Just
gotta get
Molly
this guy
Holly.
Some hoes. Triple H. Next category, Triple H. Brittany, Birmingham, Alabama. What was your reaction to hearing that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were dating in real life? Did you ever talk to Hunter about it?
Yeah, because I mean, actually, him when he was dating Joni and Paul, it came out and stayed at the house, and Paul and I have always been close, and I pretty much knew what was going on. And then when he started seeing her, it was like kayfabe, and I was one of the few people that knew about it, and I don't think Joni was real happy when she found out, but
No. She wasn't happy here when she spoke about it either. Jason Worthing, in your own opinion, do you think Triple H started his relationship with Stephanie in the intent to ease his way into management or the top of the company?
no, God, that's something I'd do.
Not cut from the same cloth? you and Paul?
No, God. I mean, people don't get Triple H. He's like probably the nicest human being. You'd have to meet his mother and father to actually realize that the socialization process that kid went through was like fucking Leave It to Beaver.
Really?
Yeah, he's never done a drug in his life.
Stable home life, stable
Yes,
family, both parents together. the whole
Yes,
thing.
still together. I mean, it's eerie. It's Rockwellian.
Speaking of Erie, Samuel from the board, what is Triple H's response to China going into the porn industry? We know you asked him.
I think that we all just feel bad. Like, Joni's a sweet girl. And just, she's had some problems. I just think it's sad. I think we all find it sad. I don't think she's doing it because she fucking digs it. She needs some cash. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I've hung out with Joni a lot of times, and she's a good, fun, just kind of cool chick. But
Have you seen any of the action?
yeah.
What do you think?
Looks like she knows her way around a hog.
Anything you would have been a part of in your day if Hunter hadn't been with her? Oh, you were married the whole time, weren't you?
Married.
Kind of fun of you.
Well, maybe we can just drop that whole thing. If you weren't married.
If you weren't married, is that anything you would have been?
Fuck, dude, if I wasn't married, I'd fuck Vince. No.
Talk about getting to the top of the company. Gossip. Brittany Birmingham, you were a groomsman in Triple H and Stephanie's real-life wedding. Are there rumors true about Michael Hayes getting drunk and being removed from the stage?
I thought it was from the company. Yeah, he got up there and sang for us all.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that was.
Wasn't Bad Street USA, was it?
No, what did he sing? God, he sang like a Skinner type, one of those Southern. It was cute for like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And someone had
And then after that, it was like somebody gagging on a piece of steak. It's like, fuck, really? Give him the Heimlich.
DZ2485, best backstage fight you ever saw?
I'm going to have to go with the Orndorff Vader.
True, it was one-handed.
Yeah.
In shower shoes.
In shitty fucking 99-cent with the where your toe gimmick has just that ball that comes through. I mean, not flip-flops. I'm talking shitty 99-cent shower shoes.
And he dropped them.
Like twice. He got up and he hit him like twice.
I've been in Leon's company. He's massive. What?
Orndorff's Orndorff's a fucking dude. He's just. I've heard stories about him when that University of Tampa football team with with Tusack and all those, and fucking Slater, and they said fucking Orndorff was a bad motherfucker.
Mm.
Just when he would talk to you about shit and about getting heat on people in a work, like explain it to you, you could see that fucking.
Yeah. Bit of bipolarity, I think, right? This has been.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, but he's just an intense fucking. He's a man's man. He don't like no bullshit. And he'll call you. He'll call anybody. Definitely wasn't afraid to go.
Anthony Alcaraz from the Facebook page. The jackknife power bomb's a great finish. Whose ass stunk the most while it was in your face?
I mean, I don't think any of them really stand out. I do a pretty good job of keeping them kind of away from me with these long arms. I think maybe that's the reason.
So you weren't offended by anybody?
No.
Well, that's good. It's a compliment to the people you were working with
Yeah,
at the time,
I think
guess.
not only that, we were all on the road 23. I mean, we all smell like shit, so I mean.
You're numb to it.
Exactly.
The one Adam K asks us this.
Kevin Nash, you got your break in WCW in the late 80s. At the time, the top tag team in WCW was the Steiner Brothers. Now, we always hear about the British Bulldogs being big rivers in the business, but at the time in WCW, were the Steiner brothers bullies to young talent? I've heard rumors about them and how they would brutally haze the young talent that would come in.
True.
Would you consider being taped to a table and having a pencil stuck up your ass?
I call it Thursday night, but
I call it. One time this thing goes down and fucking Robbie sticks a pencil up this fucking guy's ass, and I looked at him. I said, "Do you know that's a felony? That's sodomy." I said, "I'm walking out of here because I don't want to be in a deposition."
now who would this be? I know, just another wrestler, a job guy, or Mel Phillips. Who?
Fucking, it could be anybody. It could be a top guy. I've seen fucking Lex walk into Augusta TV all fucking jacked with cowboy boots, and fucking Steiner walk behind him and kick his feet together. Fucking watch Lex do a fucking back, and nobody would fight him.
Right.
You know? I mean, nobody would fight Robbie. And Robbie was the crazy one.
Right. Wow.
Fuck, I used to room with him fucking middle of the night. He'd just come over and start trying to sugar you and be like, fuck, really, man? He'd be fucking twisting your head, and man, I'd be fucking hitting him in the head as hard as I could, and he'd just laugh. I'd be like, get off me, motherfucker. You're snoring.
Just snort. Kevin Parker, Ontario, Canada. Many wrestlers such as Scott Steiner and Ric Flair have taken issue with Diamond Dallas Page's rise to prominence in WCW's world champion in the Monday Night Wars and suggested that his friendship with Eric Bischoff was largely responsible. What is your take on your friend DDP's high-level success, and what, if any, did his relationship with Eric Bischoff have to do with it?
It was the opposite. We were watching his match. He was in God, where was it at? Let me think. Smaller, Chattanooga. We had a Nitro in Chattanooga, and I think he was working against Perry Saturn. And he hit Saturn with the diamond cutter. And the shot was perfect because as he was hooking it and going, the whole side of the arena raised. And, you know, he hit it, and man, the place erupted. And Eric was standing right next to me at the monitor. And I said, fuck, man, Dallas is fucking over. Didn't say anything about it. So that night we're at the bar and we're watching the replay, and we watch it again. And I told him, I said, he's your friend. You're killing him. I said, by not pushing him, I said, you're hurting him. I said, nobody's going to say anything. He's over. And then finally, Scott and I put together an angle in New Orleans and the Dome where nobody had gotten to us yet. So we, you know, because it was buddy system, you know. Dallas brought Scott into WCW with that diamond stud thing. That was kind of his idea. I was going to quit the business, and Dallas told me not to, and I ended up going to New York. So yeah, I kind of owed him. And so we let him get to us first. So
Eric's resistance up front was that so people wouldn't say
exactly,
things like this.
and it was killing. You know, he should have got pushed. He got pushed because he was over. It was you know, despite the fact that Eric didn't want to push him.
Gotcha.
You know, it wasn't because Eric did not want to push him.
Very good. Chad Hart. Is this Gary's son? Chad? All right. One thing you wish people knew about Vince McMahon, and one thing people think is true about Hulk Hogan and isn't. All right, one thing you wish people knew about Vince.
I've actually got a chance to see Vince with his grandkids. So that's kind of because he kind of always, you know, Vince is always like this. But with his grandkids, Vince is, I mean, completely just, you know, there's no bullshit there. It's just like a human, you know, you look at it just like, fuck, he is just a normal dude. You know, I mean, you got to peel a lot of fucking pieces of the onion off. But when he's with, you know, like I saw him with Aurora after the ladder match. And, I mean, he's a granddad. He's not Vince. He's grandpa.
What do people think is true about Hogan but is not?
I think a lot of people think Hogan's like a real dick. You know, like he's, he holds people down, has done this and done that, and I don't know. Hogan's like one of the more laid back dudes. I've never been with anybody that probably has a higher Q rating than Hulk does. Like, you can't go anywhere with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, and he will stop and sign every single fucking autograph.
Oh, he does. That's good to know.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Woody K wants to know what everyone wants to know, Kevin. Take us through this. Give us a little narration, perhaps. Now, that's obviously Bubba talking, right? Off camera? This is the Hulk Hogan sex tape. I don't know how much of it we're going to be allowed to show up there, but... And I guess something, though, we can say, would disproving the steroid having a negative effect on one's prominence, can we say?
I was thinking about Batista. I didn't even know this.
Ramsey, Montreal, is there any truth to the rumor of Macho Man Savage sleeping with an underage Stephanie McMahon?
Not that I know of.
You've heard this, though.
No.
Really?
I've never heard that.
I asked Lanny about it a week ago, and I got an odd answer. From everybody who sat here, I've never heard that. That can't be true. But Lanny said, the one person you need to ask isn't here. And you never heard it, huh? Good. All right, DZ2485, you've been outspoken in the past about supporting gay wrestlers in the business without obviously dropping any names. Do you know of any right now, and do you think we'll ever see a high-profile wrestler that's also gay?
Do I know of any now? Kind of out of the loop. I don't know. I don't even think, like, is gay even an issue anymore?
I would say not, probably. But it's still a hot-button topic.
I think it's more of a, like, my son uses the term gay as, you're not going to wear those jeans, they're gay. Has nothing to do with sexual orientation.
All right, we're in the Twitter Center here, and you've been furiously tweeting, and so we want to get to the things that have been coming in the last few minutes while I've been sitting with Kevin. Let's see. Austin Norman asks, what are your thoughts, feelings when McMahon bought WCW? What were your thoughts and feelings when McMahon bought WCW?
16 days or 16 months of being able to sit home and get guaranteed money and do even less than I had the previous 8 years when I got the term Big Lazy.
Ian Hopwood wants to know your biggest payday in the business. Was it WrestleMania 11, 12, or your Starrcade match with Goldberg?
I guess WrestleMania 12 is the single biggest payday.
Okay. Can you ballpark us? If I throw a number, will you tell me high, low?
Couldn't buy a Maybach.
Oh. Couldn't buy a Maybach.
Could not buy a Maybach.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Michael Grote asks, what's the best product for dyeing your hair?
I don't know. Spend some fucking money, go to a salon, have a professional do it. I always did.
Stay away from the over-the-counter.
The Just for Men references. I used to love this one. Is a gray-headed motherfucker would come out on Vince's TV. The actual segment would be brought to you by Just for Men, yet I'm not anywhere involved in it, and I was just gray for 5 years on TV.
Right.
Beautiful. Thanks for the rub.
Michael Grote also asks, what was the plan for the match with Bret Hart on The Tonight Show that was canceled due to Owen dying?
I think Owen pretty much put a wrench in that. I don't even remember. I mean, I just remember the fucking whole just All I remember is fucking my buddy was dead.
But where was the match? What was supposed to happen?
Who
You don't
knows?
remember?
Yeah, who knows?
Salvatore Martone, could you channel Vinny Vegas and tell a dirty joke?
No. But thanks for asking. Here, I put my hand in my pocket. How's that?
Mike Kinney, Kevin Sandman says he owes his WCW push to you. What were your thoughts on the ECW guys being brought in at the time?
I liked them because number one, it was never. Again, they didn't give a shit about. I like Sandman because he didn't give a fuck about doing jobs. He just wanted to go out there and get his shit. He was. I liked him. Mm-hmm. I liked all those. I thought ECW was a cool product. But and I know Brett calls it pornography, but there's a reason that there's like 90 billion pornography fucking sites.
John says, the Master Blasters, discuss.
Well, the original Master Blasters lasted 6 days. We had the pay-per-view, and then my partner left like 3 house shows later. So,
do you have any good Jim Cornette stories? Asks Zach Shoemaker.
Funny, and here's another one. I hated that motherfucker. Remember one time?
Back in the first WCW run, you mean?
I mean, up until TNA 3
really?
years ago.
Oh.
I hated him. Hated him.
What changed it?
Being in finish meetings and trying to talk wrestling sense with people that had none and realizing your only ally was him. Mm-hmm. Funny story though, we went to a pet store. I hope there's a statute on this. And we bought like 20 of these little frogs and we put them in his jacket, every pocket of his jacket. And X-Pac went outside on this brick wall and took that fucking jacket and fucking hit it like 25 times against the brick wall, and then we just hung it up like nothing. And in every fucking crevice were these just smashed frogs.
That's the weirdest rib I've ever heard. Shitting in a woman's bag starts to make sense when you're squashing frogs in a jacket. But that was Corny's jacket?
It's Corny's jacket.
God bless him.
So have you ever wondered where those fucking frogs came from, Corny?
Big Froggy.
That was our 7th move.
Thespian. Morgan Scopes has sent us this.
Hi Nash, this is Morgan Scopes from blog.scopescopingitout.com, and I was wondering what your memories were of filming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Have a nice day.
The
Good
great Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
He's a good dude.
Yes, he gets around, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's got a good mom. That was my first movie. So, I mean, of course, it's kind of like your first piece of ass. You remember it, even if it is a Catholic priest. No, it was fun. The thing was, I was there forever. I mean, they just kind of kept me there forever, and they kind of shot my scenes around other things. And I made more in 6 weeks that year doing that movie than I did, the rest of the year.
Right.
Wrestling. So I knew that this was probably a pretty good gig.
So you were there daily?
Yep. Not in my gear though. I mean, I just hanging out.
But paid. You're on the call sheet.
Yeah. Yep. Getting paid.
Salvatore M., did John Travolta try and hit on you on the set of The Punisher? By the way, I'm totally not implying that Mr. Travolta is homosexual, so none of the attorneys of the Church of Scientology's lawyers need to file suit against myself or kayfabe commentaries, just like Kevin is a very handsome man, and even he can make a heterosexual, like John Travolta, turn gay.
All I'll say is this, I told my buddy from Pittsburgh when I got off the set, and this was in 2003, I said, there's no way that dude's not gay.
Really? Why?
All right. If you and I were going to take a picture together,
Yeah.
all right, guy's right there, and he said, can I get I said, Sean, can I get a picture with you? And we did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, if you did that, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We do this, right? Buddy shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a buddy shot. Now, if I go from there, and my hand goes in here,
It's on my waist for anyone that's going to be a wise ass.
that's a little creepy.
Gave you a hug, kind of.
And then when I was in the makeup trailer, and he walked in, and he said he walked in behind me. I didn't have a shirt on, and he went. A normal guy would say, "Fuck, you're a big guy. You're a big old boy." Not,
Wow.
"You're a big one."
Wow. Okay, you can stop.
Kind of working, eh?
But that's shocking. So brazen like that.
Come on, fucking he.
So brazen. You always heard this, but like it's 'cause he was a
Nobody can
dancer.
dance like that. It's not even possible. I'll actually give the only person I'll give a pass to is Channing. From Tatum from Magic Mike.
All right, a video from Head Rush.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Rumored you with the
disclaimer.
original choice to play Sabretooth in the X-Men franchise movies. Is this true? And if so, what ultimately led to Tyler Mane getting the role over you?
X-Men deal there. Is that true? You were scheduled to play?
Yeah, I was their first choice.
Did you read? You went in, tested? And
No,
everything?
they offered me the part.
Really? You turned it down? Why?
They offered me $75,000 to shoot a movie that I was going to be in Vancouver for 16 weeks, and I was making about $139,000 every 2 weeks, smoking dope and drinking beer and walking in the ring with Scott Hall. I just did the math.
Gotcha. Was that the contract?
75 grand for 16 weeks.
16 weeks. Is that even scale? That's murder.
It's like nothing.
That's
And
horrible.
it's like bullshit. Like, fuck that.
Was there any back and forth, or it was
No,
one
I said, fuck that.
Wow.
I mean, I'll go be the fry boy for $1.5 million. I work for cash. I don't give a fuck about what I do.
Salvatore M. Who's the biggest asshole in Hollywood that you don't mind burying?
They're really not assholes. They're just some fucking weird people. I'll tell you who's cool as fuck, though, is Paul Giamatti. Rock of Ages, if it wasn't for him, I'd have fucking blown the back of my head off.
Which leads us to Ramsey, Montreal. During your time on the set of Rock of Ages, did Tom Cruise ever try and convert you to Scientology or make any homosexual advances towards you?
No, he didn't try to convert us. And no, he didn't make any homosexual advances. He actually kind of one day like sat down and talked football and kind of like buddied, was kind of cool to us. But I think there was a lot of like when his ex and daughter were on set, which was a couple of different times, you could always kind of feel that tension
Between them.
And then he also, because I think he was out of his comfort zone in that role, he really kind of stayed in that Stacey Jack kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, it wasn't like, but he's a fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that motherfucker, he'll do 50, 60 fucking takes and everyone's fucking spot on, as energetic and as well as done as possible.
Very good, Salvatore.
Much like my luchador fucking career.
Salvatore, and which Hollywood starlet is the hottest up close and personal?
Jessica Biel. Unbelievable.
Salvatore, and what is more political backstabbing industry, wrestling or film?
Well, you got to get to the game to fuck. I mean, shit. I don't give a fuck. You can backstab me all day on a movie set. Wrestling, that's the chess game. I mean,
Right.
that's,
It's almost part of.
It is.
It's inherent in the business.
It is, and it's missing. It's bad now.
Ultra Blue 22 from the board at F4W Online. Do you still have monster truck madness? Let's see.
Kevin, did you get choke slammed? Pile drived?
No.
Come on, Big Sexy. What's wrong?
I've got Monster Truck Madness.
Monster Truck Madness for Nintendo 64. The biggest, baddest monster truck game in the world. 19 trucks to choose from, including Bigfoot and the WCW NWO Wrestle Trucks. Multiplayer Mania allows 1 to 4 players to compete in 7 modes of play, including Battle Game.
Monster Truck Madness. Reach out and crush someone.
How are the resids there? Good? To play for a while.
I don't even fucking remember that.
So who's the girl? Like all those questions wouldn't.
Fucking nothing. I could have banged her. She could have banged me with a strap on. I would have no idea.
It was Travolta in a wig. Didn't want to tell you that. Drugs. Drugs, the scourge of society. Mike W. from the Kayfabe Commentaries message board. What was the backstage atmosphere and party scene in WWE and WCW when you were there? What, if any, were the differences, similarities? Which did you enjoy more? How did the drug use differ in each locker room?
Well, number one, when we were with the then WWF, you could not smoke pot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were piss test. They would piss test you noon on a Sunday at the Spectrum and turn around and piss you at 7:30 in Hershey that night. I mean, it was fucked. You could even, so that took that out of the equation so nobody could get stoned. So it became basically, because everybody knows that if you are going to OD on something, it's going to be smoke. I wonder if there'd be 60 OD'd wrestlers if they just fucking said you can't do pills or fucking booze. Right? Smoke all you want, but you can't fucking drink and take pills. I don't know anybody that's ever OD'd on fucking weed. So if you're on the road 27 days and you're banged up and bored and somebody's, I mean, it was a joke. You could fucking sit there and have Advil and pull them out of your bag and everybody would be putting their boots on and you just shake it. And it was like Pavlov, just. I did that one day in a locker room with these new kids. I shook a bottle, nothing.
All right.
I went, this business is fucked.
But now your WCW run, the NWO run, anything went, pretty much?
Oh, fuck. I mean, it was, you got to work and the beer was on ice already. We started drinking at noon. And we really never worked that much. Mostly at the beginning, like Hulk would do those 15-minute tirades with me and Scott in the background.
There, yeah.
I mean, fuck, we got sunglasses on. I mean, how hard is that? Maybe a little stagger. I mean, but that's probably why I don't remember that monster truck thing. I probably shot it. Yeah, exactly. No, there's not a whole lot of days that, they just, because people say, you remember? And I'll go, you were there. You remember we left Baton Rouge and we drove with those bras down to Bourbon Street? And I'm like,
not those WCW days.
No, I don't.
All right, here we are in the locker room, and it's time for What's in the Bag, an old YouShoot staple. Kevin, I'm gonna reach into here. I'm gonna pull out an item. I'm gonna hold it up. I need your first name in the business that comes to mind when you see it. We begin.
Taker.
Very good. That's right, the smell gets you sick. Right? Let's see what we got in here. I really do have a degree. Okay.
Puck. Way too small.
Would that also be consistent for this as well?
Puck.
Puck. Right.
Or Tammy.
Give her a receiver.
El Recito. Whew. When I left the room.
Okay.
When your dad dies of a heart attack when you're 8, That's not something you play with. Charlie says, "Love my good and plenties." Old school. That actually
Could be anyone, right?
I'm actually going to say that sounded like Dilaudid's.
Impressive.
Had a certain,
And that would have been who?
well, anybody who had I actually had them for a while. I mean, whoever had like somebody in the family that was dying of cancer, you always
Hit them up for the Dilaudid.
why wouldn't you?
Classic.
Jake.
Very good.
Sorry, Jake.
Could be anything in there. So when you see that,
Great story. Warlord walks up to Shawn Michaels in the locker room and hands him like a 5cc syringe. Says, could you give me a shot? Shawn jams it in Warlord's ass, and I mean, he's fucking got both fucking thumbs. He's trying to push this motherfucker in. He can't get it in. He can't get it in. Fucking, he pulls it out, and fucking hands it back to him. Goes, "Dude, I think you're full."
so let's use Warlord as the name there. And lastly,
Virgil?
works for me. Luke Colgan from the Facebook page, what's the record amount of somas you've taken at one time?
33.
All right, I know height and body weight have to come into the equation, but it's all right. To me, it's remarkable that you lived. Is that outrageous to say? Did you kick him in with Pete's? I used to hear about that too.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
works. True? Well, who knows? You eat enough of anything, fuck it, I'm sure if you kick in with a Valium.
33 they kick in no matter what. But
I mean, at one time you're talking about like a fistful.
Well, let's say a 24-hour period.
I mean, we sat one night, me, Scott, and a friend of ours that has found Christ, and had 100 somas in a bag, and Scott was really fucked up, and he credited it to the fact that he took 34 and we had only taken 33. It was that straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
That was the. You got to remember, dudes. I took 34.
So you're saying 33, but the other guys were doing that many too.
Opening volley for most of us was 12. Sean and I were working against each other. We would take 10 each and go to the ring.
Right.
And the go-home cue was, "I'm kicking.
Right.
We need to go."
How much time did you get before kicking?
Oh, you can go 15, 20.
Okay.
But the last thing you want to do is to be main event, get into the shower, and the party already be going.
Yeah.
And now you get playing catch up. That's fucked.
Right.
You slide right in, put on a gun shirt, you're ready to go.
Right. So the goal is maybe when you get to the bar to have liftoff.
Ball, yeah.
Now you're drinking too.
Yeah.
Trays of shots.
Always.
Gargling the shots, Steel,
Always.
right? That
Got
whole
to.
thing?
Got to gargle. Everything's a gargle. You never get a cold with your gargle. Gargle and Jack. To this day, Jack Daniels, if I smell it, makes me want to puke. Thanks, Undertaker. Yoko?
Darren Dundee, Scotland. We've heard a lot about drug use in wrestling. Was there any acid used from any wrestler on the road? Well, I wonder why Darren wants to know. But acid, was that around?
If we could find it. I mean, I remember one time fucking Pac walked into a room. He's got this jug of phenobarbitals. And the only thing that I can relate to is the Valley of the Dolls. That was they had phenobarbitals were like barbiturates.
ODs, yeah.
I knew it was a barbiturate, but I didn't know exactly what a barbiturate did. And we're in Hamburg, Germany, and we had a tag match going out first, and we're looking at it, and we're like, how many should we take? And this is what we actually come up with. This is the the genius of all of us. Well, each one's got 325 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not going to knock us out. I'm gonna go 4. That was like when the guy said, I'm going to go 4, and I said, well, if you're going to go 4, I outweigh you by 100, so I'll go 8. And everybody just took these like guinea pigs, just took them and kind of.
Anything could have happened.
Could have all died.
Mike W. from the Kayfabe Commentaries message board. When you guys were on the road in the NWO heyday, did Bischoff party with you guys a lot? Also, who were some of the usual suspects that you guys went out with during the time period? Okay, NWO specifically. Eric out with you?
Well, the thing was that we always stayed at a Marriott. So it was like the perfect storm. You would come back, you already had the Nitro girls as a built-in, 8 really hot broads.
Would they cross-fraternize?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
You had a nice mixture of rats. And somebody during the course of the night would always give the address to the hotel, whether it was on or off the air.
Brilliant.
By the way, in case, if you're above a 7. So, and then we would sit there and watch the replay and do what I thought. The reason I thought we all got into wrestling was to hang out with your buddies, watch yourself wrestle, and put yourself over. But now it's to leave the arena, get in a bus with a guy you don't know, and then drive to the next town and not even talk about wrestling. Because all the guys have their own buses now, and a bus driver. I know that's why I got into business, so I can have some fucking mark drive me around in a $1 million bus.
Was Eric with you guys when you go out and do this?
Yeah, but Eric was never a pill guy, and Eric wasn't a smoker. Eric is he's a beer drinker.
Gotcha.
And he fucking can pound them.
Ian Drew Dice Clay. How big of a pot smoker is Hulk Hogan, I ask, because his eyes have been consistently red since the late 1970s.
I think he actually has that whole dry eye thing.
Yeah, I wonder.
And I think sometimes it may be contact lenses. I would think that Hulk was a rock and roller before he got in the business. So I'm not. I think I smoked with him once, or was it around him when he was smoking, or.
So you've only seen it once.
It just maybe once, but it might have been somebody that looked like him. Might have been that guy that was with Kevin Sullivan, Dave Sullivan. It could have been Dave Sullivan.
The road. Let's go on the road, Kevin. Matt Smith from our Facebook page. How often do you get stopped in the airport, as it seems to be very important to you?
No, what he's making reference to the fact that I say that certain people don't get stopped in the airport because
kind of a measure of success of a wrestler.
No,
right?
it's just the simple fact of, like, say, if you're a big old motherfucker and you go into the crowd, like, nobody puts their fucking hands on you. Therefore, you don't have to bitch slap anybody.
Right.
It's kind of that whole thing. It's just kind of my philosophy on, holy fuck, he's that small? I'll push this motherfucker 5 times.
Chad Hart.
I rest my case.
Chad Hart from the Facebook page. Who's the best wheelman in the business? Who's the worst? If you could fill your car with anyone in the business from any era, who would it be? Take the first best wheelman in the business.
I've got to put me in the top 3.
Worst?
Scott Hall.
Why?
Besides the fact that fucking, when he's in charge of driving, he actually will piss every time he has to, which is every 7 minutes. And if you're driving, you can just keep going by exits and fucking like change radio stations. It's like kind of like throwing a sparkle ball back cat. Oh, fuck, we missed that exit. We'll get the next one. But fucker, man, he's out. You mind if I piss? Like, fuck, dude, really? He got bit by a brown recluse spider in Green Bay in the back of his leg because he had to stop and piss, and the grass was this tall on the side of the road. I'm like, don't go piss out there. It's like,
Yeah.
guys would go out. We're in the middle of the desert, like a couple of, like, when we worked for the clowns out in New Mexico. And, you know, the road, you know, it's like, we're in the desert. It's high desert. And the road, you know, has a shoulder, but then it's like boom, and then it's like this brush. And they're like we haven't seen a car in like 2 hours on this fucking road. Yet they're gonna go behind this brush and piss.
Instead of
just like, because fucking standing next to the back of an SUV and pissing right there, you know, because who knows, a helicopter could just come right over the top of that ridge and with a fucking spotlight. And I looked at these guys and I said, I lived in the desert for 9 years. Do you realize that there's like packs of coyotes and shit out there that they'll fucking kill you? Like, could you maybe piss?
Now, fill your car with the fantasy road crew here. Any era in the business. Pick 4. Yourself.
I'll give you my actual first road trip of my life.
You might have done this on the other disc. Was it Chic Dutch?
Yes, it's Sid and me. Have that as your opening tee shot and try to top it.
That's tough.
The only thing missing was Jake in the trunk. Fuck.
Wayne Davies, South Wales, UK. Hi, Kev. I'm a very long-time fan of yours for many years. I was wondering what I was wondering is, in past shoots, I've heard entertaining stories from you about different members of the clique. Are there any funny stories you can tell about yourself and other members of the clique that have happened in the UK, or if not, Europe? Thanks for everything you've done in wrestling. Thanks for answering the question.
I don't think I've ever told this story, and I wish Scott was here because. So, I get up. I've always been a huge like news guy. I watch news like 24/7. So I get up in the morning, and we're in London, and we're staying in Kensington Park, I think that's what it was. We're at a Hyatt. I get up, and I'm sitting at the edge of my bed, and I turn the TV on, and CNN's on. And they're reporting that the IRA has shot dummy rockets at Heathrow. So I'm like, and they're saying all flights have been canceled, yada, 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 yada. So I fucking immediately call HBK and fucking Scott and say, don't even get in the shower. Let's go downstairs. I said, you know, we're gonna be here all day. So, of course, all the marks go down, get on a bus, and go to the airport. We just wave, bye, see you guys, have a nice day at the airport, see you when you get back. So we go up, and somehow one of us runs into somebody that has a good little piece of hash. So I don't know how we knew how to make out of a soda can, like this pipe type thing. You put holes in it, and we figured maybe if you put a hole on the side, it could be a carburetor. I forget who. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But everybody had Swiss Army knives for some reason too. It was weird. So we fire up a little smoke and go downstairs, and I mean, we eat roast beef, we eat sundaes, we eat everything on the menu. So now we're out pretty full, and we're figuring we're gonna have heart attacks. Maybe we should go take a walk. So we walk, but we bring the hash with us. And we're walking around. We figured, you know, we're gentlemen now. I mean, at least we can do is find us like a tobacco pipe with a filter, you know,
a proper
with a screen in
device.
it. So we find this little $5 pipe, and we go down this alleyway. So Scott's got this like a windowsill thing, but it's kind of elevated. It's about this tall on him, and he's lighting it and crumbling it. About this time around the corner comes a Bobby, and he's like maybe 30 feet from us. And I said, in Carney, I said, "Giz up." And fucking Scott immediately bent down to tie his fucking shoe. So now the guy comes, and he's like Scott's here, I'm here, and the Bobby is between us. The hash is sitting right fucking, like if all the guy would have had to done is looked over and saw that hash. So now I'm thinking to myself, dude's got a stick and a whistle. If fucking he is gonna grab my buddy, I'm just gonna grab him and fucking take his head into this fucking deal. So I'm starting to like, and fucking, he says, "What are you doing? You pissing?" What are you? He says, Scott says, "Nah, I ain't pissing. He said, I'm tying my fucking shoe." He said, "In the alley?" He goes, "Law against it?" And the guy looks at it, he says, "What are you two fucks doing?" And me and Sean are just standing like waiting on him to fucking tie his shoe. And as he's talking to us, Scott with his hand reaches up and goes, and just knocks it over the side. And we walk out, and the cop says, "Fuck off, get up there." He waits for us to walk to the main street, and then we, get up on the street, man, and we're just like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that would have been a nice fucking drug. Well, I was going to drop him. But because Scott was a veteran,
Yeah.
he only probably lost about 20% of our load.
Where was the rest?
In his pocket. Not a dumb guy.
Take it all out at once.
No.
Got to roll with someone like that. Robbie Robinson from the Facebook page. What are your thoughts on the Max Payne drug documentary? Let's take a look at the trailer. I'm not a fan of the score.
Guys, that's some of his original guitar riffing.
Thank you.
How did he not make it? Ever seen Kathy Bates and Max Payne in the same shot? If you notice
Okay, can I safely mute this? There's no dialogue, is there?
What's the purpose of this?
This is the, what year was it that the...
Starting to cry.
Did I have pills in my hand?
You did indeed.
Primal instinct is not allowed to take over right now. The only thing that I would like to do now is what the $1 Million Man always likes to do, and that's make more money.
1980, guys, so living again, my
Sooner or
friend.
later, the history of mankind seems to repeat itself. And sooner or later, the clique will fall. All the powerful, no one can rule forever.
Oh, you're like Notre Dame. Oh, wait, Paul's. That didn't work out for him, did it? Wow, he did the whole like altered focus gimmick there to make it almost feel like. It's amazing too, kind of the body area you'd have thought he got over.
How much footage did he actually have? Because I heard it was just a small amount of. Enough to cut a feature-length documentary? Okay. Do you remember when he was doing this with the camera and you guys were...
Geez, catching us with pill vials. I mean, that'd be like, what was the next fucking documentary? Be watching the fucking boys breathe on the bus? Fuck.
All right, Chad Hart from the Facebook page. When you come back off the road, how hard is it to adjust to home life?
Wouldn't know, I haven't yet. I'm still in Saigon.
Still trying to adjust?
Never adjust.
Well, you've kept a marriage together for how long?
25 years.
Okay, how? Not before you said.
Because my wife is going to fucking at some point they're just gonna just make her a saint. She'll just be and she's a complete atheist. No, I learned from Rick Rude that if you want to keep your wife, you never let her around the fucking business ever.
But she must have been around Scott's.
No.
Ex-wife?
Never.
Really?
Once they see the pirate ship and actually board the pirate ship,
they know what it's about.
You're fucked.
Heat. Jason Worthing, in Eric Bischoff's book, Controversy Creates Cash, he termed you Big Lazy. Did you ever have any interaction with him in TNA, and was there any heat between you two?
No, we've always been cool.
Why do you say that? You just kind of piggybacking on the pervasive rumor that you're more about the money and not the work rate.
You know what? The guy that is the most over guy that I've ever seen in this business is Hulk Hogan. And I got out there the first time I was going to wrestle him, and I grabbed him in a fucking stiff headlock, and he looked at me and said, "Easy, brother, we already got their fucking money."
Sagely advice. Ramsey, Montreal. In Shane Douglas's YouShoot DVD, available at kfabcommentaries.com, he told the story of how after your infamous incident with Carl Ouellet in Montreal, the Clique invited him up to their hotel room to have some beer and pizza. Here is our show.
We get back to the hotel that night. The day's in at Montreal. And as we're walking into the room, the Clique walks in behind us and taps me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, we're in room whatever. We're getting pizza and beer. Come on down. We want to talk to you." So I go down to the room, and as I walk in, they're talking about this thing with Carl. Sean's really just ramping it up, you know. "We should get you, motherfucker," blah, blah, blah. And Sean goes, "I know, let's call Vince and have him fire him." And as Kevin went to pick the phone up, I forget which one it was, but it was either Sean or Ray's or whatever. I said, no, hold on a second. I put the phone back down. I said, "Let's think about this. We can do better." And they're like sort of like pushing it back and forth, and finally go, "I know, I got it. Let's have Vince McMahon starve him for 2 years."
God, what evil fucks those guys are.
Any of this true? Do you want him fired or starved? This was after he didn't want to take the finish, and he wanted to do return matches.
He got
Montreal.
fucking kicked in the fucking face and choked out and power bombed in Ottawa the next night. It was pretty much over.
Well, I think he wanted returns was the story, and you. The way Shane told it was Sean was telling you.
Oh, so Shane, that's right, because Shane was so tight with us.
All I have to go by.
Shane, who sat in the fucking jump seat on his first European trip after fucking 2 days in, when he told fucking Yoko, "I don't think I can go tonight, I'm really tired." And Yoko said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He said, "I don't care what the fuck you need to take, motherfucker." He says, "Not working around here." He said, "The only way you don't fucking work your fucking match is if fucking we're sending you home in a box." eat a pill, man up, get out there. He didn't do it. Hunter worked double duty. Yoko came back and cut another fucking 5-minute promo on him. See how that's how you get somebody. You see what the fucking Hunter did? So, I've never had a problem with Shane. I didn't try to bury him when he came in.
But what about Carl?
No, we didn't try. I didn't give a fuck. He just wasn't gonna. I mean, he obviously showed the world that he wasn't ready to be in a main event. If you fucking, I mean, your contract says, you know, all finishes are final. They're not. You don't. You know, when I went to whatever the fuck that place used to be called, wherever the Bullets used to play, and they said Brett was going over. Brett was going over. It's a fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, that's what it is. It just,
You never protested a finish?
No.
To an agent?
Never.
Okay.
If you do, they have power over you. I learned that from Scott. If they know it bothers you to do a job, if you don't give a fuck,
then they can't do anything to you, really, yeah.
That's like when they go out and they tell him to squash Jericho. Jericho's brand new. He's been on WCW about a month. Scott goes out, fucking Jericho goes out and lays up against the crowd like he used to, and everybody was hanging on him, and fucking Scott looked down, he's like, fuck, man, good-looking kid, blonde hair, seems like a nice guy. Fucking Scott puts him over. Comes through the curtain, fucking Bishop's like, what the fuck? This guy says, fuck, man, I made him. I'm bulletproof. You can't hurt me. I mean, there's one of those deals where, and as soon as they know that, especially if it's like an 8-man, and everybody's jockeying, and you go, fucking take it on me. Survivor Series. First one out, me. I'll do it. I'll be the first one out. No problem.
All right, it's What a Dick. We were asked about the men in the business, and now we're going to find out about the men in the business. So, Kevin, I'm going to give you a name. If they're cool, they're cool. If they're a dick, give me a what a dick. Jericho.
Like him. Good dude.
Raven.
Great.
Taz.
Don't really know him that well.
Arn.
Arn Anderson, most underrated worker of all time.
Taker.
Fucking top-notch dude.
Heyman.
Douchebag.
Dick.
He's a dick.
What a dick.
No, he's a dick because fucking he's a guy that says nobody should work after 35, and yet he's 93 and he's in the ring, in the background holding the belt. Nicely done.
Mike Graham.
Great guy.
CM Punk.
Got a chance to know Phil a little bit. I really think he's a good dude.
Sean.
My brother.
But a dick sometimes, no?
Yeah, but like a good dick.
Define.
It was for the betterment. Like he was never a dick to us per se. Like, occasionally he was a dick to us, but like he was the only guy that could motherfuck Vince. So when you have that, it's almost like, yeah, we got like nuclear weapons, but what we really need here is mustard gas. Boom.
Okay. So
Slide a
used
little Sean in there.
Right. Used his powers in the appropriate places.
He was a good dick.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. Lance Storm.
Sweetheart.
Bubba the Love
Love
Sponge.
him.
Vince.
Good guy.
Buff.
Good guy.
Conan.
Like him, but he's kind of when I took the book, he kind of fucked me a couple of times, but he's a cunning, backstabbing.
No showing, take deposit money, and not get off the plane when you've got an interview scheduled kind of guy. Dick him. Next. Goldberg.
You know what? I have fucking talked so much shit about Bill for so many years. Bill is one of the sweetest, warmest, greatest guys. You get him away from this business, which he is now, He's got a son. He loves animals. Goldberg is a fucking prince.
Very good. The Rock.
Gay.
But Dick?
I don't know. I mean, just anybody that fucking got divorced and is the number one guy in Hollywood for fucking 10 years and has never had a picture taken with a broad. No, he's. I can't say that. It'll never work. When he was in the business, when I came back in 2002, he was a dick.
Really?
Yeah. He thought. I guess he forgot that. You know.
Forgot his humble beginnings.
I just think he forgot who fucking said one small step for man, one small step for mankind. Hogan, not him. Okay.
Triple H.
I love him, brother.
Russo.
Good guy. Misunderstood.
Bully Ray.
Didn't like him for a long time. Got to TNA and fucking. He's a good fucker, man.
Shane.
Love him. He gave me the D. He's one of the chillest, coolest, rich, white motherfuckers you'll ever meet. Actually down.
Austin.
One of my best friends. Talk to him almost every week.
Dusty.
Dick.
Dick as a booker, Dick as a human being, Dick all around.
Come on, you take a 7-foot guy that gets pussy and you put him in a fucking green cone. Dick.
Next. Brian Knobs.
Lovable dick.
Johnny Ace.
Used to think he was a fucking complete fucking tool. Worked with him, not a dick. I actually.
With this most recent run, you mean?
Yeah, and I'm so glad that if for any other reason, going back this last time, getting to know John Laurinaitis and not Johnny Ace, the guy that came in and tried to change the world of WCW and make us like reform. He's a good dude.
JR.
Love him.
Sullivan.
Genius.
Foley.
Good dude.
Flair.
Love him.
Hogan.
Love him.
That's it.
Fuck, man.
Only a few dicks. Only a few dicks. Ramsey Montreal in Breaking Kayfabe with Jerome Young, also available at kayfabecommentary.com. He says that you kept him from getting a job at WCW. Let's take a look at this here.
Kevin Nash kept me from getting a job at WCW. Back when they brought in Master P, because of my history that he had heard of, things he had been told, okay, and I had never met him. So we did an autograph signing last year
in Miami,
and I ran up behind him playfully, put my hand around his neck, like I was choking him, and he sat there for a minute, and then I stepped back, and he stepped back, he says, "New Jack?" Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? He said, "Hey, good to see you." He said, "I ain't seen you in a while." I said, "Seriously, you've never seen me?" I said, "Because we've never met." I said, "But I've heard you say some interesting things about me, though, over the years."
You're gonna put me in a headlock? You've never met me?
He lived.
Really? I remember him coming and standing in front of me while I was signing, and he says, "You don't know who I am."
Had you met him prior to the signing?
Never. I didn't know who the fuck he was.
So he never put his hands on you?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Roddy Piper thing where he didn't get smacked by me in Boston.
Well, in the locker room, I think he did.
But not accordingly if you watch YouTube, it never happened. Because you can ask Brad Reagans, who wasn't there. All these guys have the same. The thing is, see, the clique was always there in 2 or 3s, and there's always like somebody that can say, "No, this is what really happened," because they were there.
Right.
Like I've heard that Bob Holly told me if I kept running my mouth at the buffet line, he was going to kick my ass. That was a story he told after I left the WWF. I never had a bad word with him.
He's coming up.
Oh, is he?
It's happened on all of our shows, apparently. All right, let's get to Rich H. asks about Matt Bourne here. Hey, what's up with Matt Bourne? Why does he have a stick up his ass about you? Did you piss on his big Josh outfit or something in the back today? I don't know what you're talking about. Have Sean show you the clip from our show. Here's our show. Wrestling
This is when I should have never been broken in.
This is the one.
I heard a guy that's really a name, become a name in the wrestling business in the last 15, 20 years. Big
Obviously
guy.
not your dentist.
He used that F word in an interview that I saw him do in reaction to a Flair thing. And he used that word. And I was watching him.
I watched this,
just
I'm
thought to
thinking, I
myself,
said, fuck.
You should have
I said,
never been brought into
fake.
the wrestling business.
Motherfucker.
Because if you would have, and it would have been done right, that word would have never came out of your mouth in that context. So Kevin Nash, you don't belong in the wrestling business. Should have never been broke in. You're a big man. You think you're freaking all that, but you ain't. And you should have. Bottom line, you should have never been allowed to break in the wrestling business, just because of that one thing. You used that word.
Fake.
And because I'm not fake. I'm not fake. My father wasn't fake. And I know a lot of guys out there that those are fighting words.
See, Big Josh, what you are,
I don't
sir,
care what
is
Vince
a
did
mark.
to expose it all. Those are still fighting words to me.
Oh, so he's looking for a little Ricky Morton payday, huh?
I guess.
So he can get out of that fucking Kmart gray fucking 229 sweatshirt, that sweet ass Mets cap. Fuck, I'll buy you a grill. What the fuck?
Did you ever have heat with him prior to seeing this? Did you guys bounce off each other ever in the business somewhere?
I mean, he dropped us on our heads when he was fucking Big Josh, and we were fucking, I was Oz and Green, and he was always fucking reckless and hit you with his axe handle and was kind of
Were you there
a
at the same
dick.
time when he was doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we call him Krusty the Clown.
Right.
Because he wasn't like that outfit got washed very often. There were a lot of times that you'd see him in the bar with the makeup still just kind of, around the ear region, and so yeah. No, but I mean, I looked at that. I mean, he's not fake, and his dad wasn't fake. So obviously, neither was a hologram, which is great because my dad was real. And I'm real. I gave blood the other day, and blood came out of me. So it's good to know we're all real.
Is it in any way admirable that he is true to his beliefs as a member of the old school wrestling, where you had to kind of fight if anybody said anything negative about the business then? Yeah,
I mean, I guess so. If you believe that the world's still flat, and that dinosaurs didn't exist, and we're actually on a planet that's 9,000 years old.
So you're saying there's an evolution that needs to happen?
Yeah, you pretty much just need to be a little bit fucking smarter. I mean, there's a reason why you don't have any fucking money. There's a reason why you fucking didn't make it to the top. You're a dumb fuck. And you pretty much are going to go on the premise of, he made it to the top. He never should have. What do you mean I should have never been brought in? I made it to the top. You've already said that I should have been brought in. But because I used the word fake.
You didn't have the respect, maybe, if that angle he's taking. You shouldn't have been brought in because you didn't have the respect. Not that you wouldn't be successful.
Is what we do, okay. Can you go to Vegas and can you play money on WrestleMania?
No, it's predetermined, so they wouldn't take it.
So what does predetermined mean?
Well, you're going to paint me into a corner here, aren't you, detective?
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator actually a cyborg?
All right. The outcome is fake, but the lengths that you go to create this image are very much real.
I didn't say that the fucking, hey, from I think one of the fucking smartest guys I ever met in this business, Captain Lou. He looked at me and he said, "Kid, there's only two things real in this business: the money and the miles. That's what's real. Money and the miles." So, Matt, I don't know who fucking broke you in, but if they'd have taught you those two things, money and miles, and money being the most important, I would pretty much think that maybe you probably would be a lot more successful. Oh, no, fuck you. Fuck you.
Ramsey. In Bob Holly's YouShoot DVD, kayfabecommentaries.com, he claimed the Click used to try and push his buttons because he was one of the new guys.
He broke in the same time we all did.
You know, they just see what they can get away with, whose buttons they can push. You know, and of course I was new, and they pushed my button for the last time. We were over in Europe, as a matter of fact, and they pushed my button for the last time. And I had nice little words with Kevin Nash. Then I got Scott Hall in the dressing room and Shawn Michaels in the dressing room all at the same time. So actually, I got Kevin. Kevin, we had just got to the arena, and Kevin was sitting on those boxes or whatever before we went into catering, and had, you know.
Why would we have TV boxes in Europe on a house show?
And then I think it was later that night in the locker room. I went in the locker room, closed the door. Scott was in there and Shawn was in there, and had a few words with them. Got straight, and they'd left me alone from there.
And that was it?
Yep.
Do you remember the words? They were obviously impactful because it changed your behavior entirely towards Bob Holly.
Yeah. If he would have fucking done that to the three of us, he wouldn't have had a job. I'd promise you that. If he'd have said anything to us, he was opening match. If he would have came up to us and said, you need to stop, he would have got his bag shit in that night.
That I believe.
Bob might be a tough guy, but you know what? Bob ain't gonna fucking beat all four of our asses.
Did you like Bob?
Never had a problem with him.
When you were there?
Worked hard, trained, always liked Bob.
Okay.
I just think what happens is these guys, it's almost like when you listen to gunslinger stories. Everybody was a badass, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, we were so fucked up. We weren't pushing anybody's buttons. You know what pushed people's buttons? Day 21, when they're fucking a miserable human being, and they're sitting there fucking tying their boots, and they're just fucking feeling so fucking sorry for themselves, and in walk five guys, laughing like fuck, having the time of their lives. We're not pushing anybody's buttons.
But you wouldn't go to a new guy and fuck with him in any way, or?
And I mean, how were we fucking? What buttons were we pushing?
I don't remember what he said.
I think it's called bipolar.
We'll ask him. He's going to be here tomorrow.
Great.
Ramsey, Montreal. In Timeline History of WWE 1997, Jim Cornette tells a story of how he was training Glenn Jacobs to be the fake Diesel. He watched 5 or 6 of your matches so he could take notes on your idiosyncrasies. Let's see.
He basically wanted me to teach them how to be Razor Ramon and Diesel. I had to go into the TV studio and have Dave Benoit or one of the guys there make me tape. I said, give me 5 or 6 Razor Ramon and 5 or 6 Diesel matches so that, you know, I can make notes and tell these guys. I watched them at home, wrote down the moves. Nash, that's where I got the line 6 moves. I wrote down every move that Kevin Nash did, every idiosyncrasy he did in the ring, and I got to 6, and that was with the hair flip. The back elbow, the side knees in the deal, the fucking flipper punch, the fucking hair.
Side slam.
Side slam, and there's something else.
Squisher.
It's been 15 years, so power bomb, yes.
Squisher.
There you go. You
Snake
find another
eyes.
one, motherfucker. Up till 1996, you go to one of his matches and find him doing something else. So anyway,
let me
that's not
just
a
say
knock
something.
or
So there's this
criticism,
guy
but it's
named
just-
Nolan
it's a statement.
Ryan.
He was very. It was
This
right there.
fucking
Listen.
piece of shit has a fastball
and a curveball.
But I mean, granted, it's really, he's got 2 pitches. So, I mean, okay, he's got the most no-hitters and fucking strikeout king and everything. But this, can you believe the fucking guy has the nerve to fucking just basically live on a fastball? Who the fuck does he think he is?
Stephen Ross wants to know if you were to add a sixth move to the move set, what would it be?
Probably teabagging Jim Cornette.
There you go. Ramsey, Montreal. After you challenged the Ultimate Warrior to an MMA fight in January 2012, he went on to respond by saying, quote, everybody in the business, from the top talent to the ring crew, knows what a two-bit, two-faced backstabbing manipulator you are. You know what kind of conniver you are. They know what kind of phony motherfucker you are. They know what kind of wicked, nasty, dirty means you will go to hold on to your spot in an organization, holding other guys down, keeping them from their chance at their own success. He also added, everybody knows that you're a cheater and a thief and afraid to compete on merits alone. Where does all this animosity come from, considering that you, in previous interviews, you said, I like Jim, we seem to get along fine in Scottsdale?
I called him out. Do you know what satisfaction I got from that whole thing? I fucking took about 7 seconds of my day and put a tweet out. That motherfucker, if you watch it, there's more edits in that rebuttal than Titanic.
Well, he ran with it.
I mean, it's like he spent the better part of 2 days I wouldn't fight you for $1 million, hell, I wouldn't fight you for 10 times that. So you really, there's not a human being on this planet that I wouldn't fight for $1 million. Worst case scenario, you get knocked the fuck out. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna fight somebody for $1 million?
What was the genesis of this? Why did you first tweet that?
He fucking was running his mouth, he was saying shit about me. It fucking got out. He fucking went back and erased all of his tweets. So I said, well, if you're going to fucking say something, you bitch. And he didn't say anything back. So I said, well, I said, how about this? I said, I'll put about 100 grand, you put 100 grand, we'll just have a little cage fight. Kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because he's fucking completely fucking batshit crazy. He went with it.
Before we get to that, I want to get to this. Patrick from the board at F4W Online. All of Kevin Nash shoots seem to ignore Nash throwing a hissy fit backstage after Samoa Joe shoot promo on him and Hall at Turning Point 2007. Why is
a hissy fit mean smacking somebody in the face twice?
Expand.
I smacked him in the face twice.
What'd you say?
I said, was what you said out there, was it yours or was it fucking Russo's? He said it was mine. So I smacked him in the face. I said, don't respect me, don't respect Scott. He fucking got up. I thought he was going to come at me, so I smacked him in the fucking head again, and he fucking didn't do anything.
What did he have to say about it? Did he apologize?
The next day, he apologized in front of the whole crew. That's a hissy fit on my behalf. I mean, Joe and I are friends, but you're not going to be a bitch to me.
Fashion.
You know what?
Yes.
I think actually I channeled Bob Holly.
When you straightened
and Matt
him out.
Bourne.
When you straightened him out.
The first time I hit him as Matt Bourne. The second time I actually hit him as Bob Holly.
You never said the fake word. You couldn't do that. You at least had the respect for the business. Maybe to shit on you, but not to say the fake word.
Right.
All right, fashion. Here we go. Mr. Fuji does acid from the board at F4W Online. I'm going to wear FUBU, Zubaz, Birkenstocks, and a fanny pack. Just how much pussy can I expect in one night?
Him? Probably none. Me? I mean, I'm wearing that shit just to keep it off me.
Which leads us to this picture. Dewey from the board at F4W. Please explain. Do you remember it?
This is during the point where I've got an injunction now where fucking Show can't touch me into the match.
You're baiting him.
Yeah. I'm going to pour that coffee in his face. Have a cup of coffee. But I got a 6-pack shirt on. I think I got a fucking like a Vivid video or something, baseball cap.
The aforementioned fanny pack, Birkenstocks.
Yeah, but the fanny pack was, I mean, everybody, I remember one time somebody asked me, why don't all wrestlers have a fanny pack? And I said, have you ever tried carrying 120 somas and 120 Percocets in your pockets?
Fine answer.
Dumb fucks. I got a fucking high ass, though. Let's put that back there for a minute. Let's put that back. Look, I'm in fucking Birks. He's in platform boots. I'm pretty much right up there with him, almost chin to chin.
You know what? Travolta must have seen this Nitro prior to the deal, and then that's what happened.
And I don't think those are actually Zubas either. Those are like LA Gear or LA Crazies.
Yeah. Potpourri. Jay Zaretsky, Ontario, Canada. Sean Waltman has said that you do a spot on Lucy Lawless. Xena Yell. Is that true? Can we get a sample? If it's not true, can you go ahead and attempt it anyway? I have not heard the. Do you know what this is? The Xena Yell? Okay, moving on. Philip Trotzler. According to Urban Dictionary, and you can go there because this is a screen cap. You type in Kevin Nash, and the definition is. To pull a Kevin Nash is to tear your quad by simply walking. What was more overwhelming, the pain or the embarrassment?
How the fuck are you embarrassed when you're screaming?
No, I think he means that it's referenced that when you type that into the Urban Dictionary, that's the legacy that they bring up, as opposed to X-time world champion, professional wrestler, whatever.
Well, I don't know. I mean, anytime you fucking get mentioned in anything, obviously, I mean, Vince tore both of his quads sliding in. He's not in there. Obviously, I did it with a little bit of pizzazz.
There you go. Autumn Storm, what's happening, Kevin? This is a bit of a non-wrestling related question, something more related to your perspective on women. In the form of a social experiment. Suppose you have a guy who doesn't have a lot of social experience. I'd say me writing this. And you can take them out for a few nights on the town. How do you turn them from, say, a geek, a la WWE writer, never been fucked or in a fight, vanilla midget, to gaining that aura of cool, calm, and collective charisma? Call it real-life booking of a character. All right, so why don't we have a little practical demonstration of this to answer your question, a little real-life demonstration. Here we are at the bar. The bar, Kevin's invisible. Kevin's in my head. Kevin's the voice in my head who's going to help me pick up two poor, unwitting, unsuspecting ladies at the bar. But I need coaching. I'm that guy that is awkward, who doesn't know how to talk, who doesn't have any game, as you might say, if you're under 30 today. And so Kevin's going to help me with. Now, what's the first thing? They're sitting alone, they're friends, they're enjoying a drink. I'm just coming over to the table. I'm sending a drink to the table. I'm taking it out and walking over. What am I doing?
Well, the first thing is you have to observe them.
Okay.
So the first thing I would do is see if they have wedding rings on.
I think we're safe there. Okay, good.
Right. So
Now, is that a deterrent? I wouldn't go over if they have a wedding ring?
Well, I mean, they might have some 7-foot guy in the bathroom taking a piss, and I sure have one
Right.
over there going, hey.
Right. Okay.
So
no wedding rings. That's
right.
the first hurdle. Clear.
And then you can usually tell. I mean, to me, if they're not having banter and enjoying themselves, I'm not going to want to come over there. It's so much easier. You got to find your opening. That's the key. You don't want to invite yourself into their party, but if they're having a party and they're laughing and they're drinking, girls that are doing shots, that's the easiest walk-in in the world. If two girls are doing shots, you know they're out to have fun, and you can come in and say, can I get the next round?
So maybe that's a start. Now, I see they're not having shots, but maybe I'll say, can I get you ladies a shot?
Or can I have a shot? No.
Can we have? Can I give you a shot?
But the thing is, you want to, without sounding like a complete dork, you want to ask if it's okay. Can I join you Yeah, I was sitting across the room. You guys are having a great time. Do you mind if I just, your energy is incredible. Can I join you guys for a drink?
Let's start there.
All right?
Let's begin.
Let's give that a shot.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I saw you guys sitting alone. I see you have a very empty table here. I was wondering, you guys are having a good time. I was wondering if I could sit down, buy you a drink. You look like you're having fun. You look vaguely Polish, maybe? Something Eastern European, maybe? I heard the accent and it reminded me of my cleaning woman, so I thought.
It's not a good start, let's just say.
Okay, you have a lovely necklace, which caught my eye from across the room. I love the rosary myself. But how about a drink? How about a cocktail? How about a laugh? I can't guarantee you anything other than that, but I know I can give you that.
I mean, we'll take the drink.
Okay, so fuck the laugh. Garçon! Shots. We need shots at the table. Okay,
Were you staying?
I was gonna go.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. You're well versed in this. I must admit.
We'll take the shot.
Okay, so the drinks are gonna come. How's it going so far, Crystal? A scorecard? I've gotten them at least to agree to a drink.
You're in. I mean, you're at least, you get your foot in the door.
Right.
I'm gonna be so sure.
Right.
Be so sure.
Now, I don't have the benefit of being on Turner's TV week after week. So a lot of the break you got up front.
Yeah, but I've been getting laid since I was 11. I wasn't on Turner's TV when I was 11.
Right. Okay. So, and then the shots arrive. Very good.
Oh.
This is.
Sorry,
Oh, this isn't. Okay, I thought this was a gimmick, but it's not.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Here's to what should we toast? Should we toast an evening of unpredictable fun and paths not yet explored?
I didn't get that one.
Obviously nothing.
Why don't we toast to getting drunk tonight?
There you go. You see, I went for
I
an
think that
highbrow.
works.
Boom. So here we go. We do the
Cheers.
shot. Feel free to drink it if you want. I'm gonna have Barry Windham coming in 2 hours, so I'm gonna need to stay. So okay, so now we've had a cocktail. We've had a cocktail or two. How do I steer the conversation beyond just what are we talking about? Probably maybe music. We're talking about popular culture, fashion.
The most important thing is there's three important things when you talk to a woman. There's nothing more. There's not a more beautiful sound to a woman than her own name. Correct?
I was gonna say that. How about a name?
So immediately get their name. However, you have to Bill Bradley that motherfucker in your skull. If you're gonna write it on your palm, do not fucking call Maria Marie. You're done.
Right.
Get their names. Say it several times to them to make sure that it becomes, and then from once you do that, now they're no longer two girls in a bar.
They're Marie and Alicia. So
individuals.
So now, is there a conversation to stay away from, like politics?
No, I think that, and then the second most important thing is if every guy that comes up to a table and comes on to a woman wants one thing, and that's sex.
Yes.
And he's trying to shortcut his way to get sex. So the last thing you want to do is anything overt, just do not bring up double entendres.
Right. What if they do? What if she
That's
says
okay.
something like,
hey, you're
that's why I say, hey,
hog?
you want a stiff one, and she says after this drink, like something like that. Is that an open door?
It is for this conversation.
Right.
Because the worst thing you can ever do with two girls is try to play them both.
So should I only be talking to one?
You're going to have to determine pretty quickly which one that you find more attractive, because that'll piss these two off more than anything. If I'm hitting on you, I'm not getting anywhere, okay, now I'm going to take my second choice here, or vice versa.
Right.
So you have to know, because you might strike out, but you definitely when you came over, there was one of the two that you found more attractive.
Mm.
There was something about them, whatever. Now, that may completely change, because the first thing you want to do once you get to this position is ask them about themselves. Get to know the actual person. See what do you do?
Okay.
What,
So how long have you been working for that guy with the overpriced food that takes a long time to come to your table?
Oh my, you mean my wonderful general manager who sometimes cooks like great food back there?
Yeah, him. How long have you been working?
3 months.
Oh, so you're a newbie. Wow.
Yeah.
Yourself?
About 5 years.
Ooh. Are you her boss?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm her boss.
Oh, is that true?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're close.
But you work together in the same capacity?
We're both
We
sales.
work together. Yep.
Do you like it?
Love it.
Mm-hmm. But this is starting to feel like an interview.
But it is, but you'll be doing shots, and the interaction is going to pick. Number one, there would be music. There would, I mean, it's going to feel like that. At the same time, you know their name. You want to know, and then once you start asking about likes, dislikes, usually that way it'll steer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I really love my cats.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to cats. I really don't want to go to her crib. She's done.
Right. Right.
I mean,
I really love my 11 kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you
Check.
live in
I'll
a
cover it.
shoe?
No, I've been happily married for 10 years, so I've been out of the game. But I found something that was always an icebreaker back in the day, was to immediately take out some drugs. Now, but this is a different time now, right? So I think people are a little more sensitive to those things. So hinting like, hey, there's a little bit of smoke in the car, would be
Not good.
not good. Not good. You young ladies, you would agree that that's probably not a way to. Okay. So now the night is moving on. I'm going to have to now begin to close the deal. I'm going to have to kind of steer this.
Have you made your decision?
Right. So let's say I've made the decision that it's the blonde, and that. But I don't. I mean, you don't want to offend the friend because that's going to fuck the whole deal.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Investor.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to read. I called you Alicia
Yes,
before,
it is.
but.
So it's you are now, which made you happy, because she knows that I know her name.
Right.
Yes.
Which goes to prove that
So maybe she's yours now that I'm looking at this because.
But I'm invisible.
You're invisible, right?
And you're the nurse.
Right. Which you have a soft spot in your heart for, nerds, clearly, or I wouldn't be at the table. But now, here's the question. I don't want to annoy the friend, because then she's gonna be. Well, I don't know. I called you Alicia before. I don't know if you want your real names on TV, for God's sakes. Alicia, I don't want to annoy, because then she's gonna be like, what the fuck? You're just talking to her now, so I'm out. Okay, bye.
Sooner or later during this evening, you're going to have to take a piss. Now, if you put enough time in where Stephanie knows that you're definitely coming after her,
she'll have an excuse to leave.
She'll tell her girlfriend, listen, I think I might want to hook up here. Like, maybe she drove.
Right. They'll work it out.
Now you're, so you got to give them. They're definitely not going to excuse us.
Right.
Listen, I'm going to fuck this dude. You need to go.
You don't think, Stephanie?
No.
You'd never say that?
No, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So it's like you got to give them. Can you excuse me? I need to use the restroom. Boom. And then if you're really a fucking pro, you go in there and you dunk one in the sink. Take the edge off.
Right.
Because you don't want to go home and go 5 minutes and be done.
You might want to let Yogi know that doesn't happen here.
Take the edge off.
So you ready? You got my keys.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
9 times out of 10 you do that and you don't come back from the bathroom.
You don't need to come back.
Oh shit, I got mine, to get yours. No.
Well,
we might have actually made a decision about you.
That's true. So when I come back, the chairs might be empty.
Or
Or maybe
that's
you're
a
both
possibility.
gonna to come to the party.
Both or one.
At no point should you mention that you frequent wrestling conventions with replica belts to be signed by professionals, right? Probably?
Not so much.
Okay. Ultra Blue 22 from the board at F4W Online. Why do you always put your hand in your pocket?
Because it's fucking cool.
And you can't teach it.
You can't. Why? Because fucking, what are you going to do? You're going to stand with your hands on your hip? Like, look at those, go back to those photos. There's a fucking sweetness to all of it. It shows a fucking, it's fucking sweet. I mean, even the fucking jersey pulled up to show the actual whole pocket fucking. I'm sorry, man, but fucking, you dress like fucking Reservoir Dogs or the fucking Rat Pack, you're gonna get laid.
Jay Zaretsky, Ontario, were you present during Shawn Michaels' Playgirl photo shoot? Were you able to get him more comfortable for the endeavor?
Was not there.
Horsecock Express, now would be a good time for your Pat Patterson impression.
God damn. Perfect. This is what we, okay. Fucking hell of a comeback. You got this son of a bitch. Ba-bam, ba-boom, ba-bing. Fucking up and down. He's fucking outside around the fucking ring. Boom, boom, boom. You send him off. Big fucking knee in the corner. The son of a bitch is fucking selling for you. All of a sudden you come off the top on him. 1, 2, no, he's out of it. This motherfucker, you got him going bing, bing, bing. He gets color. He fucking goes back outside, comes inside, kicks you to get in the fucking gut, hits you with this finish, bang, 1, 2, 3, you lose. What?
How long do I have to go, Pat?
You'll know when it's right. Talk to somebody else. Here's another one. Hulk leaves, Savage leaves, everybody leaves. Scott Hall walks up to him and he goes, yo, Pat, man. Like, we don't have any fucking stars left. Everybody's gone. God damn! What you mean? You're a fucking star. You're the star. You guys are the fucking stars.
John from the board at F4W Online, tell us what it was like at all those Kevin Nash fan club things with all those fat birds. There's a photo.
How fucking unkind of human beings. And I'm the prick.
Right.
You
There's a
know?
lot of pricks out there.
I'm just, you know what? Fuck you. That's all I got. Who was the guy's name?
John from Figure 4 Online. That's a website they write about wrestling or something.
Oh, yeah. So, that great.
Jordan from Sarlois, Germany. Sorry about that. Dear Mr. Nash, if any of your previous shoot interviews are any indication you seem to be a red wine enthusiast, please tell me. What is your wine of choice? So here we are, and before us is a couple of red wines. A California 2010, and I think a Hoboken last week. But I want you to take me through the process of opening a nice bottle of wine. You enjoy the red wine. People enjoy talking about you enjoying
Is
red
this
wine.
how this actually comes?
Yes.
So it doesn't have any...
Oh, you thought I bottled it?
No, but it doesn't have any foil over it?
No, I think there's a foil on top of the cork there.
But the
See?
foil, the reason that the foil keeps the wine from when you pour it and you come back, the foil will hold the drips.
Really? That's the purpose of the foil.
I don't know if it is or not, but fucking it works. When you take the whole...
Well, there is something on here. See, if isn't there a plastic? No. All right. So we're going to go right in. So take us through the process. Take us through the...
All right. This is not exact.
The drilling into the...
This is very old school.
Right.
If you were a connoisseur, you would have the electric one that just kind of does all the work, but just...
Yeah, but much like Matt Bourne, you have to pay homage to the old school. You should have never been broken into the wine industry because of your electric opener.
Or my aeration devices or my assortment of different...
Okay.
Well, the first thing you would do, and this is I'll show you the amateur move. The amateur move...
Can I guess what it is? Smell the cork.
Absolutely. That's the amateur move. Of course the cork's going to smell like fucking wine. It's been in a bottle pressed against it, you dumb fuck. What you look for in a cork, and this is synthetic, is you look for how dense the cork is. If the cork is dense, and then once you look at it, you look if it's an actual cork, you look to see if the wine has run. And of course, it being this way, it's going to run from the bottom up, which means you've probably got some oxidation in your wine. So that's the first thing you would do.
Synthetic cork, natural cork, better or worse?
On a 10, I don't really think we're worried about it.
Yeah, with these, certainly not. In this, you're just getting a fucking screw cap.
But you know what? One of my wife's best friends was Walter Matthau's assistant for years, and she was left when Walter Matthau died, basically his wine collection. A lot of the bottles were $4,000 to $8,000 French wines. And the corks, so many of them were just vinegar because the corks just didn't hold.
Wow.
Over the period.
So maybe the synthetics are actually better.
Well, I mean, if you'll notice now, I make almost all the Australian wines have went to screw tops.
Yes, like a bear. Well, we won't say that, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, and I prefer it because for me, there's nothing worse than wanting that last glass of wine, and then, you know, no matter what kind of apparatus you have to put on it later on, it's going to taste like ass in the morning. So you have to down the whole bottle.
You know, ass in the afternoon isn't even too good.
No.
A Kevin Nash would never drink wine out of a box. This is probably.
Could you with a box? I could with a fox. Oh,
Right.
see, it's what it did.
Oh, listen.
See?
Right, because of the
I
foil.
have nothing. Well,
Absence
I'll
of
show
the
you
foil.
again so you can see it.
Wait, no, that's going to be for the swill. That's going to be
Oh.
for the other stuff there.
Okay, for the swill. So
So now let's treat this glass properly.
Okay, so now if you were really going to do something, I would of course aerate it or put some oxygen in it, let it kind of open up.
Now, when the layperson sees someone do that, they probably think it's a whole lot of horseshit. So
It's really not.
Tell us what we're doing. We're just
what it does is
the aroma.
No, it's because the wine has been basically, there's only probably that much oxygen in it. So this entire bottle has been pretty much pressurized. And what it does, I mean, this is an organic. It's grapes. I mean, it's just fermented grapes. So by doing this, and if you actually was to put the same wine and me do this and you do that and just let it sit, you would be able to smell this more than you would. I mean, so now you go to the first thing you look for is color. So you look to see what the color is.
No blades involved in this color.
Yeah, so you look for the.
Are you looking for sediment? Are you looking for?
Yeah, you can look for sediment, clarity. I mean, but it's also you look at it and it's just like, to me it should, if it's depending on what it is. I'm not up on my Woodbridge 10s, but and a lot of times when you pull it back
It's not
this
Woodbridge,
way,
New Jersey.
but you will see that there's. You are getting some. I mean, there's definitely alcohol in it because it's leaving some.
The run down the side of the
Right.
glass. You
So
mean?
I mean, it's not grape juice. So then, for next thing you would do is you would, as in sideways, you don't have to get the smell, but people smell it from here. You actually have to. If you smell that, you see, get in there. I'll give you.
Okay.
That's not bad. It's not pungent. It's got a good aroma, so I'm probably going to think that this is not going to be horrible. It's going to be drinkable. It's very much a ball game kind of wine.
A ball game wine. Something you would drink while watching a ball game. This means.
Well, something they fucking sell you at Yankee Stadium. It's not. I mean, it's not big. It's just kind of a.
Now you've let the wine circulate around the mouth. This is fair to say. Different parts of the tongue, looking for the bitter, which is like in the back, and then the sweet in the front, and it has notes of what? Don't say ass.
I would be surprised if this was even in oak at any point.
In oak ever?
Ever. I'm sure it says it was. But, God, I mean, if it was what, for 6 weeks? Let's see. This almost tastes to me like it was put in stainless.
But you can tell. Okay, now I want to back up to the scent. When we smelled the wine. The difference between smelling that and smelling this, which was $7 for a considerable amount of it.
And you can smell, I mean, you can smell that that's a very sweet, it's going to be a very sweet wine.
Okay. Really? Okay.
I mean, it's going to taste like Kool-Aid.
This is going to taste like Kool-Aid.
As opposed to this.
Right.
I mean, let me
So
taste
go
it.
ahead. Let's see what happens here. So no notes of whereas I might at some point say, someone would say, fruity with spice, a touch of oak, elderberry,
I mean, I can
and
tell this. I
squirrel
mean, I can
testicle.
tell that it's definitely a cab. It doesn't taste like it may have a Merlot grape in it to blend it. I don't know. Maybe to take some of the harshness out of it.
Mm.
I don't think it'll at that. But it's like, you know, when you get a really good, like especially the French will actually sear the oak barrel. So you'll get, when they put the wine in it, the oak's actually been, like you can taste like different, Camus will temper the inside of the.
Camus? I don't know.
It's a higher end wine, but.
Thought it was a worker.
They'll actually add vanilla.
To the oak?
To the mix.
Mm.
And that's how, you know, when people, you know, say it, you know, it has a leathery taste, or, you know, I mean, all those things are things that they can, you know,
they're additives.
And that's the whole thing. Everything is a blend.
Oh.
There's nothing that's, especially high end, and it doesn't, the real, when you are like around people that really know something about wine, it's always like a Pinot, you rarely get a Pinot in the United States that's a pure Pinot that doesn't have other grapes in it.
Mm-hmm.
A Syrah, a little Grenache, whatever it is, and that's almost in any wine. I mean, everything's, I mean, it's to make it drinkable. I mean, to make the better it tastes. I've been drinking Camus since probably 93, and I've never had a bad bottle, ever. And like 06, I think they started putting more of a vanilla flavor to it, which is, I mean, it's probably my favorite. If I could drink a bottle of wine every day that was $70, I'd drink it.
There's an endorsement and a lesson for everybody.
So that's actually, well, you can taste that. I don't have herpes.
How do I know?
But I do have hep C. No.
You know where the hell you've been? You worked in the 90s. Fucking hotels, the Howard Johnsons at Newark Airport. You know, Hercules made it a mission to try and bang all the black maids at the Hojo at the Newark Airport. Got pretty far from what I hear, too.
I haven't thought about him in a while.
Right.
It was good, dude.
That's the wine.
Well, why we got to taste this beauty.
Oh, you haven't tasted that yet?
No.
I might lose you after this. Tasting that, though. Now, James, this is clearly your favorite, right? Let's just break the fourth wall. This is all you need, right?
It's old Guinea wine. It's what the grandmothers used to drink.
No, I guarantee you, if I was to do this,
all right,
and do a little blending.
But now, what if the two particular grapes clash? Well, you know, that's a good blend.
Well, here. That's probably, I would say that would be probably a 6% infusion of cab.
That's what I was thinking.
Did you taste this before?
I didn't taste this one. No, I tasted this.
I wish put that shit wine in here.
There we go.
Remember that this is a shit wine with just that little drop of the. Okay, so.
All right, so let me see if I can tell the difference. I enjoy wine, but I'm a layperson. Right. Okay. I'm going. Certainly going.
Now, just with that drop of the Mondavi.
Right.
I mean,
yes, there is a difference.
And that's the simple.
Absolutely.
So you can actually take that wine, blend it with 5% that, and you're going to change the price of that probably by $2 a bottle.
There you go.
And that's how you make money, which is the key of life.
Good.
Miles of money.
Let's do this. Big Bad Brad. Big Bad Brad has sent us this.
Yo, Big Sexy, I'm about to ask you the most important question you're going to be asked on this YouShoot.
Do you like waffles? Yeah, we like waffles. Do you like pancakes? Yeah, we like pancakes. Do you like French toast? Yeah, we like French toast. Can't wait to get a mouthful. Waffles!
The world wants to know, do you like waffles?
Listen, the fact that Jerry Blackwell from Beyond the Grave was able to send a video is reason enough to show that.
I like a waffle, but I prefer it to be eaten out of the crack of my ass.
Doesn't everybody?
You know, who doesn't like a waffle? Who doesn't like pancakes? Who doesn't like that's?
Did you frequent Waffle House? I often hear this was a big stop for the boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where else can you get 2 chicken breasts, 3 eggs over medium, hash browns, and some toast and coffee for $7? Tip out for 10.
There you go. Head rush. Here he comes.
All right, Kevin, we asked 100 people. You got to tell us. Top 6 answers are on the board. How was it being a part of the Family Feud?
Yeah, how is that? They would do those wrestlers on the Family Feud weeks. What was that like? Would you shoot it all in one day?
Yeah.
Pay good?
Probably better than when I was getting fucking with that Mohawk fucking gimmick they got me in that shit. Fuck.
Brian Kinnaman.
Hey, Kevin Nash. My name is Brian from Des Moines, Iowa. And my question for you is, what do you think
Motherfucker
about
shot John Lennon.
PW Torch's Wade Keller?
Chapman.
Thanks for answering my question, and have a good day.
Oh my God, he's got somebody fucking hostage.
I was hoping it was a bird. Wade Keller?
Wade's actually a friend of mine. I just talked to him 2 or 3 days ago, and we talked about 6 seconds about the business, and the rest about politics. He's a little bit left wing as I am, so I've always liked him. You know why? I like him because he is more. And I'm just talking about Wade. I'm not talking about the Torch.
Mm-hmm.
Wade does his section of the newsletter as a journalist. He basically says what happens. You know.
Foregoes the personal.
He lets Mitchell and the rest of the hacks do all that shit.
Okay. Which leads us to John the Revelator. City Hall.
Nash, who are you voting for in this upcoming election?
John, who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Obama. Obama, don't be giving them rich people no tax cut. Give it to them. Obama for health care, and the middle people. Don't give them no. He's for middle people. Obama, yes. He's for health care. He's for the people. Yes. Don't get them rich folks no tax cut.
John, if you'll fly yourself up here at your expense, you can host this show. The offer's out there. I just want you to know that. Thoughts on the upcoming election? If this is watched after 2012, we're in the midst of the Obama-Romney deal there. What do you got going on? To be succinct about it.
I mean, I don't know because, I mean, Romney switches every, I mean, if he would just pick, I can't even, you know, how can you possibly vote for somebody that the Huffington Post on Tuesday says he's kind of pro-choice, and they're like, no, motherfucker, you can't say, I mean, he's done what everybody does. They go completely fucking batshit right.
To get the nomination.
To get the nomination,
And
and get
then
the fucking Tea
move
Party
to
and
the-
all those fucks. And the next thing you know it, he's Barry Goldwater. I mean, fuck, it's like, come on, guy.
Well, Will from Glasgow, Scotland, we're about a year away from the 50th anniversary of the JFK assassination. Was wondering what your take on it was, having seen you mention it on Twitter before. Was Oswald a lone gunman? Was he a low-level CIA agent? Was it LBJ influenced? Was it the Mafia? Operation 40 guys? Any theories?
I mean, I gotta have. There's no way that it's no way one guy with a fucking 1927 bolt-action Italian rifle got 3 shots off that were killed and 2 and it's just when I watched the Oliver Stone, the physics of that, it looks to me like his fucking he gets hit from the front.
Mm-hmm.
Was it there? I mean, I just don't. Too much shit was going on.
The Boys. Video from the Little Iron Sheik.
What a great. Let me see the picture in the back of the bus.
Oh, yeah. Let's go up to this.
Let's go. That's like, was that not a fucking crew of guys?
Yeah. You got the through what are they, is this the B time? They're throwing up the
That's a BSK sign. I mean, but you take the Click, Taker, and me, and of course Steve Briscoe. That was a great night. This is me and Scott are getting ready to leave.
So you remember where this photo was actually taken?
Absolutely. We've shut the curtains. We're sitting in front of the hotel, and me and Scott have made everybody on the bus, including the agents, smoke hash.
Outrageous. Who sent us this? Let's see. Jordan from Germany. Did he send the photo or did we find the photo? He sent the photo. Okay. Wow. So everyone's wasted here.
Yeah. Except Paul.
Right.
Paul didn't smoke, but he got a pass 'cause he was our boy.
All right, let's see what the Little Iron Sheik has to say here.
All my wrestling fans know, and all the boys know, you make a jack of yourself. You a low-life piece of garbage. But I want to let you know, Kevin Nash in the Georgia NWA and Ted Turner station, everybody know you are a fucking jabroni piece of garbage, and I'm gonna make you worse than Bram Blair. I wish sooner or late, anywhere I saw you, you wanna get a sport again with me? This time, I suplex you, I put you in the camel clutch, I break your back, and I'm gonna make you fucking suffer. After that, I'm gonna fuck your ass, make you humble. Kevin Nash, fuck you. You're a piece of shit, garbage. Sooner or late, I get even
Scott
with you.
Hall. Not Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Scott Hall, I'm sorry, Kevin. Kevin Nash is a good friend of mine.
I want to say that's actual audio of the Sheik that I guess they tweaked to make it sound small, but he cut this enormous promo on you, and someone whispers, you're supposed to be talking about Scott Hall. You like the Sheik?
Love him.
One of a kind, right?
Can't wait to see him tomorrow. That'll be the highlight of my day.
Patriots. Here are the Patriots. Is it Tom Brady? Who knows?
Don't adjust your YouShoot screens. You're seeing correctly. Patriot number 1 and Patriot number 2. The ding-dongs have nothing on us. Mr. Nash, you've always spoke very highly of Rick Rude in all of your interviews and your segments. Can you please share with us a wonderful, ravishing Rick Rude story? And also, since we're on the topic of great wrestlers, can you give us a quick handful of your 5 favorite wrestlers to be in the ring with?
Rick Rude first.
Funny Rick Rude story. Rick is getting ready to pick me up, and we're going to Augusta TV. And he'd just gotten a brand new Explorer. So his son, little Ricky, is, God, how old is he at this point? He's probably about 7. And he lives in Medlock Bridge, and everybody's driveway has this incredible
slope.
Yeah. So he leaves his. He doesn't go up. He's not gonna. But he's got to take his trash can up. So he backs out, and says, "Oh fuck!" So he goes, and as he takes it up, he doesn't realize his son gets in the car, puts it in the fucking drive, hits the gas, goes straight up the street. And he's on the way to his TV, and he's looking. He realizes it's his kid is in this. There's nothing you can do. He's already fucking a block down the street, and he says he just watches fucking this truck just plow right into these people's fucking garage door and like through their fucking laundry room and into their living room, and he just walks down there and says like. I live up the street. This is my kid. This is my
Send me the bill.
In other words, I gotta go TV. He took his Mercedes.
Dwayne.
Who are my 5 favorite guys to work with?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Your 5 favorite. Sorry.
Let me think.
Patriot 1.
Yeah, I don't want to piss him off. I wouldn't know if he's behind me. It was probably Bob Holly.
That was Matt Bourne. Come on.
Both of them. Let's see. Favorite 5 guys to work with. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Scott Hall.
So we all could have answered the question for Kevin. Dwayne, you know this guy.
Hey, Kev, this is
What's up,
Dwayne.
buddy?
I gotta know one thing and one thing for true. Who is the best jobber you've ever met? Now, let's be real. You know who it could be. And it's not Bob Starr.
Was it Gilbert?
The best jobber of all time was Jeff Hardy.
When he was...
fucking 12.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. He was great.
I think you had mentioned that. I think Scott was in the ring with him on his first night. Was it?
Scott loved him.
James McCloskey, Branford, Connecticut, sends us this.
Oh yeah, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, I got a question for you. What is your favorite Macho Man Randy Savage moment of your career? One that's too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And just one more question, real quick. What is the source of the heat between the Macho Man Randy Savage and Vince McMahon? Is it nothing in particular or everything in general? The kayfabe audience needs to know. The YouShoot madness maniacs want the answer because they are like a tower of power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit, space is the place. Dig it!
Very good. You'll have the answer for that, by the way, on the Breaking Kayfabe Lanny Poffo release. It'll blow your mind. But were you aware of any heat? Was Vince talking to you about Randy at all?
I mean, I know there was heat when he left after the Bushkill. I think it was the Bushkill TV that showed, and it was the Raw that he didn't make it, and then he showed up on Nitro. I mean, I don't think that was probably something that. Probably, I don't think Vince just kind of brushed that off.
No, probably not. Michael the Velvet Frog, Kevin, has Brian Knobs ever urinated on you or any of your property?
I'd have to say, I'm sure he has, that motherfucker. I mean, not me, but I'm sure at some point that crazy fucker's pissed on something in my room.
Ramsey, Montreal, Canada. In Sean Waltman's YouShoot, he was given the choice to fuck, marry, kill you, Shawn Michaels, or Scott Hall. Let's see what happened.
Definitely fuck Nash. If a woman's asking who they should fuck, it would be Nash. Marry Shawn, and probably kill Scott.
It wouldn't be a very pleasant home life, would it?
I'm just saying, I mean, I love them all to death, man. I fucking wouldn't want anything to happen to them. I'm just saying, a woman would probably come to those conclusions herself.
That you should be fucked and Scott should be killed. This is F, Marry, Kill, of course. This is the Click edition of F, Marry, Kill, courtesy of Ramsey. Waltman, Michaels, Scott Hall. Go ahead. Gun to your head. Gotta fuck one, gotta marry one, gotta kill one.
Kid's a freak, so I'm gonna fuck him. I'm gonna marry Sean, and as fucking Charlie Manson said, I'm already dead.
There it is. WCW. Let's see what we got. Bernie has a video.
Kevin says, Bernie, which gimmick in WCW was the one that you thought had the most potential? Thank you.
The fire frightens him.
I would have to say that whole fucking Kevin Nash gimmick I did there, maybe about $8 million. I'm gonna go on a limb.
Bigger than Oz?
Yeah, because Oz didn't have any pockets.
Michael.
That's what killed the fucking guy. At least Vinny Vegas had pockets. He got semi-over.
Adam K sends this video regarding the finger poke of doom. Let's see what he says.
Okay, did you intentionally lie on the WWE Legends Roundtable, or was it just simply a case of you confusing the facts? When you were asked about the finger poke of doom, you said there were plans for Goldberg, but immediately after he smashed his arm through a windshield and he was out for 6 months. The Goldberg windshield incident actually occurred a year after the finger poke of doom. So what was the real reason?
Adam doing his homework.
Wow.
Let's see the dates here. What did we find? Finger poke of doom, January 4th, 99. Goldberg hurt his arm on December 23rd.
I say this. I actually was as hot as Goldberg was going into that match, and I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to beat Goldberg. I mean, I've got this plan. It's my master plan. I'm going to beat Goldberg. For 1 week, I'm going to be the champion. I'm going to do the finger poke of doom. Basically, kill my run. After that, I'm never going to make reference to the fact that I ended Goldberg's streak. Not once. To this day, you can't find a piece of footage that was used on television. It was set up for him to have a heel faction. Maybe he did. Maybe the thing didn't work out because people got hurt, whatever. But it was still the NWO that he was chasing that day when he put his hand through it, because it was Brett, and I specifically told Bill, Brett's going to drop the bat right before he gets to the car. Pick up the fucking bat, use it. No, I got this piece of metal Alice hooked me up with. It'll look better.
Well, how'd that work out?
I'm just saying, yeah, the finger poke of doom probably did more for my career than anything else. But you know what the thing is? You know why people fucking bring that up? Because they never saw it coming.
Which was Russo's whole thing too, the unpredictability.
And it was like it was one of those deals where they really thought I was gonna fucking do the right thing, and I was gonna fight Hulk. When I did that, they just went, "Oh fuck."
Gotcha. Junk Mail Dog from the board at F4W. How do you feel about your entire NWO WCW run not having a match rated higher than 2 stars by Big Dave Meltzer? Just guessing, but I can't think of a good match he had in WCW. Oh, that Dave had in WCW.
I just got a dividend check for $178,000. It was just a quarterly on one of the pieces of money that I've saved. So it didn't, I might not have had a match that got higher than 2 stars, but I'm pretty sure
Your Morningstar rating is probably higher than 2 stars.
That portfolio fucking is probably a 5-star at 19.8 this year.
All right. You know this guy?
Hello, Kevin. Your friendly neighborhood Blue Meanie here.
First of all, thank you for taking my question. Much appreciated.
I'm not listening.
Second of all, I would like to gauge your opinion and initial reaction to the parody Stevie Nova and myself did of the New World Order with the Blue World Order. I've had a chance to talk to Scott about it. I've had a chance to talk to Sean about it. But I never had a chance to meet you and talk to you about it. Your initial reaction and what you thought of it. Like I said, Scott and Sean, took it, for what it was, and it was the pay homage to the NWO, because we only did parodies of people who, we dug. So if you get a chance, you have a chance right here. I'm sorry. Let me know what you thought of it. Brutally honest, and I appreciate any feedback.
I'm going to say this.
Thank you for taking my question.
Kill Stevie, fuck Blue Meanie.
Thank you.
That's great. I mean, I think it's. I thought that my rendition of Arn Anderson was, it was from the heart.
But when you see someone pay homage, you're not offended, right? Unless it's
cool.
Something that.
Even if it's shitty.
Yeah.
Even if it's a shitty thing, they did somewhere. They went down with a quad injury. They had to put thought in it.
Well.
I mean, anytime, I go by the Spartacus creed, if I can't have your love, I'll take your hate.